Hi, 6. So today we're going to work on a Ferris wheel. We're going to use our knowledge of bracings and strips and folding the card, and we're going to make a Ferris wheel. I'll see if we can make it turn. If not, don't worry. But I hope you enjoy, and I hope you're learning lots of new techniques on how to work with card. So year 6, this is the point where we get to when we've got most of our pieces cut out, and you need to make the choice whether you'd like to make a fixed Ferris wheel or a moving one. They're both made in similar ways, but one is stuck and one is secured with a straw. So if I just show you, so what you'll need to do is, this is your wheel, and this part here is part of your support for the wheel. Now, if you want to keep it stable, what you would do is just tape it here, here, and here. So we tape this whole structure together to make it secure. However, if you want to make it move, we won't tape the structure here because then the wheel can't move. But what we will do is we're going to put a hole through both these pieces of card and thread straw through it. Okay, 6. So I've just added in, before we can put this together, I forgot about this a bit, I've put in a centre bracing for the wheel. So however we stick it, or if we let it spin, it needs this centre piece here. So this is, it's not 12 centimetres because I've made it slightly shorter because the circle is 12 centimetres. So it's an 11.5, so there's a bit of room for the tape to go here, and a bit of room here, and the same in this one too. Now one thing, a few of you I've noticed, when you're making, see if I can focus it, I can focus on it, your tape sticks out sometimes. So just to let you know, what I'm going to do is just trim that bit off so it doesn't fold over to my plain card side. Just wanted to just mention that to help with presentation. I've now got a few more extra pieces for this. So I've added in this bracing here to both wheels. I've punched some holes with my sharp pencil through my structural supports. And this one here, which is slightly wider, the 3 centimetre one, is for the base. To start to put this together now, I'm going to put a hole through the centre of this bracing and this bracing. And like I said, if you don't want to make it move and you haven't got a straw, or you just don't want to do that method, that's fine. You will not do the hole punching stage. And when I put this together with the straw, I'll explain where we tape it instead of using the straw. Okay, year 6, so it's all might look a bit confusing right now, and I understand, that's why I wanted to go through it. So I put onto my straw 2 bracings, a wheel, and then I've put the other wheel on and the other 2 bracings. It's actually balancing on one bracing, but the reason I've done it that way is because I want the outside card to be showing. Now it's coming together. What's missing is the base to secure it, and if this did spin, you can see, or I'll try my best, it's a bit wobbly, obviously, that they don't spin together because you would have your seats in here where people sit. So the final stage is to secure the base to the bottom. And if I turn it again for you, you will see that this does not fit on here yet because we haven't made the right part. But this just to give you an idea how it goes back together. I'm now going to take it apart and do the last few stages, but I just wanted to give you an idea and I'll also talk about the taping. Now we're all apart again. What we're going to do is we're going to do 4 connecting strips between the 2 wheels so they hold together and they spin together, or again, if you're not using a straw, they will just be stuck together, but it will give it more realism. So we're going to make some strips, we're going to stick those and fold those over, and then we'll put it back together on its stand and it'll be finished. So what we are now doing is we're making the bracing to stick wheel to wheel. This wheel here will then be stuck there. But I just wanted to talk about how you stick these on to get it good. Make sure that where you folded it here on the edge, you stick it right on the edge of the circle, because we want to make sure that this is even. And then going to put another one down here, and then on the edges as well. So north, south, east, west, I guess is one way you could describe it. Now I'm going to balance this on top of the one that's not stuck, and I'm going to try and line up the bracing in the middle, and then I'm going to stick these onto my wheel with some more tape. So I was just working on this, and just a little tip, what I have done is I have secured one here with some tape, and then I have already both put my tape on the edges ready, and then I'm going to flip it over and stick it on, because I found doing it separately was quite tricky. So I'm just going to flip this over now and stick those together as well. And I'll put it together and show you how we just secure the structure, but it's even moving independently. Now, if you're not doing the holes, it will look very similar to this, but just have no holes in it. But you'll still have a wheel. So last stage to put it on its base, you can see that it is actually holding a little bit, but we want these to come off the floor, so this will spin. So just down here, what you need to do is you need to fold it on a diagonal, because the structure's on a diagonal. To make it flat to the floor, we have to make this diagonal as well to kind of counterbalance it. And then we stick it down and we are done. So you can just see I've taken mine apart to this last bit. I just wanted to make you aware that when you do stick them down, and you can see that angle down there now is a diagonal, just make sure that your centres overlap, even if you're not going to use the straw, but make sure they do. And then when you do the other side, you will see that the diagonals are different to each other because of how they have to fold in. So just make sure, so if I put this one here, that one would work really well, but if I put it over here, it would fold to the outside. Just make sure that they are lining up, and then we'll get these stuck down and put it back together, trim the straw, and we're finished. Just put it back together. Mine is a little bit wobbly, so if you find the same, have a look at it. So mine is because mine's tilting slightly. I just need to possibly bend the legs that way slightly just to help it. There we go. It's not perfectly straight, but that's okay. It's balancing and it's good enough. And it looks like a Ferris wheel, which was the aim. Now, if you haven't used a straw, or even maybe like a barbecue skewer, that would work too. Just be careful when you are cutting down the wood of the barbecue skewer. All you would do is just tape. Oh, whoops, see, not stable. You would tape these crossover bits to this centre bracing here. Just tape that there. And then obviously just tape it that side too. So it would be a stable Ferris wheel. And you can even see with mine, it has got ripped. It can happen when you've put a hole in it. Don't worry, mine's still working fine. And then it also spins. If you want it to spin freely, you just need to make the holes a bit wider. But I hope you enjoyed making your Ferris wheel. And if you have time, do add decoration.